I need to stop for a second as we start this hour and just review exactly what we teach and why, so that you'll know. Because sometimes people read one of our books or go through the class or listen to this show, and they don't hear exactly what we teach and why. So let's review that for a second. We have learned that if you do 5 things with money that your grandmother talked about and that the Bible covers, biblical methods of handling money. If you do these 5 things over a long period of time, 15 or 20 years, while earning an income, you will become wealthy. A level of wealth will be built. Now, the income that you make will dictate some of that, and how much tragedy you face during that 15 or 20 years will dictate some of that. I can't predict those 2 things, but I can predict 100% of the time, if you follow these 5 principles, you will build a level of wealth. What are the 5 principles? You need to live on a written plan. A written plan every month. Before the month begins, every dollar has a name. Jesus said, don't build a tower without first counting the cost, lest you get halfway up and you're unable to finish, and all who see you begin to mock you and say, this man began to build and was unable to finish. You need to save money. First, for emergencies. Second, for purchases to avoid debt. And third, to build wealth in retirement and college. You need to learn to save money. The Bible says, in the house of the wise are stores of choice food and oil. If you don't save money and you don't have a plan, you will not build wealth. Third, you need to get out of debt. Because when you don't have any payments, you have money. The borrower is slave to the lender. Your most powerful wealth-building tool is your income. When you give it all to the stupid bank, you have no money. And you call that a life. You work for somebody else and you run like a rat in a wheel, and all the money that you earn is given to someone else every month, and you get to drive around the bank's car. That's why they have drive-up windows at the bank, so the bank can see, so the car can see its real owner ever so often. That's why they're there. So you need to get to the position that you actually get out of the business of being a borrower, because the borrower is slave to the lender. You need to be outrageous in your giving. Generous people are financially successful. Selfish people very, very seldom are. There's a few examples, but very seldom. So if you live on a plan, you stay out of debt, you save money, you're generous beyond belief, you'll begin to build wealth. It'll happen. And the last one is, you need to be invested in quality relationships. You become who you hang around with. If you hang around with people with a filthy mouth, you're going to have a filthy mouth. If you hang around with people that have an accent, you're going to have an accent. I was up north the other day. I noticed a whole bunch of you have an accent. You become who you hang around with. If the people you run around with read books, you're going to be a reader of books. If the people you run around with, their entire understanding of intellectual behavior is People magazine and Who Got Thrown Off the Island, you're what's known as shallow and typical, and you're not going to win. Think about it. You become who you run around with. You don't let your kids run around with juvenile delinquents. You know why? Because they become a juvenile delinquent. Little Johnny down the street smoking weed. Your kid hangs out with little Johnny. Your kid's going to be a weed head like little Johnny. You know that about little Johnny, and you know that about your kids. Why are you different? You become who you hang around with. This is not rocket science, folks. You do those 5 things, you'll win with money. And then we took those 5 and wove them into the baby steps. Don't do anything until you do baby step 1. That's why we call it baby step 1, because it's first. You don't do anything. You stop all investing, all saving. You stop all investing, even if there's a match, and all saving until you get $1,000 in the bank. That's baby step 1, a starter emergency fund. Once you've got your $1,000, you still don't do anything with money. I don't want you doing anything with money. Did I mention I don't want you to do anything with money except baby step 2 until baby step 2 is done? Baby step 2 is you pay off all of your debts except your home, listing your debts smallest to largest, pay minimum payments on everything but the little one, and attack the little one with a vengeance. I mean, go crazy. Sell so much stuff the kids think they're next. Quit investing. Stop saving. Stop paying extra on anything except that smallest debt. Pay minimum payments on everything but the little one, and attack the little one with a vengeance. When all those debts are gone, Everything but the house. And by the way, people following this plan, using the Total Money Makeover, listening to this show, going through Financial Peace University, are paying off their debts 100%. The average person is debt-free except their home in 2 years or less. The average person. Now, that some take longer, some take less. That's the average. That's why they call it an average. In 2 years, you could be debt-free if you focused on nothing else. People do it all the time. Now, when you don't have any payments, except your home, can you breathe that one in? I don't have any payments but my house. Can you just think about what that'd feel like? You already feel lighter. You already feel different. Think about it. No payments. Then and only then do you start saving money again. Did I mention you don't save money while you're getting out of debt? Why? Because total focus is absolutely the only way you can win. You cannot do this stuff while you're doing 6 things at once. No one wins doing this. I have walked more people out of debt in North America than any other 2 people put together. I know what I'm doing on this. Well, I've got an opinion. I don't care what your opinion is. It's America. You have the right to be wrong. I have an experience, and a man with an experience is not at the mercy of a man with an opinion. The way you get out of debt, the most sure probability of reasonable success on getting out of debt is complete focus. Stop investing, stop saving until you're debt free. Then you build your emergency fund in baby step 3. So I had callers in other hours call me and they got $15,000 in the bank and they say they're working baby step 2. No, you're not. That's not the definition of baby step 2. That is not what we teach. Take the money out of that stinking bank account and pay it on those debts. Down to $1,000 on your smallest to your largest debt. Get out of debt. That's baby step 2. I don't have anything to my name except my retirement accounts that I'm no longer adding to temporarily and $1,000. That's all I've got. I got $25,000 in mutual funds. You think I ought to pay that on my debt? Yes! That's what I've been saying! I got my emergency fund built, and I'm in baby step 2. No, you're not in baby step 2. You don't have an emergency fund built in baby step 2. The definition of baby step 2 is all your money came out of everything except retirement and went on to the debts. That is the definition of baby step 2. Why am I so? This is the only way it works. You can't screw around and try to do 3 things at once. You don't get any of them done.